Okay, here we go. Who's that?
Good morning.
Good morning. May the 4th be with you.
And also with you.
You're not Episcopal. Stop it.
Yeah, but that's the flavor of Protestant
I
I
know.
go to. So
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. I grew up with that too. I'm wearing. I realized. I just realized as I started, of course, that I was gonna put something knit on, and I haven't. But we have all of our Star Wars stuff on. And hopefully we just got an alert on my computer that it wants to do updates. Hang on, I got to take care of that. But hi, welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow. I'm gonna run around and do lots of crazy stuff right now.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in overcast and probably gonna pour again today, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
Hang on, I got take care of this. Ready? Where's the later? Try tonight. Okay, good. I want to make sure my computer's not going to try to do an update in the middle of this, and then we're like, bye, unexpectedly, because it's excuse me, yarn lung.
Not a thing.
It's been a few days. It's been an interesting few days. So, how's everybody else's weekend? And yes, it still counts as the weekend, even though it's Tuesday, because Monday is. We're not here, so we call it the weekend. I film, I do newsletter, I do lots of stuff, but we call it the weekend. How was your weekend?
Crazy.
Yeah. There's something different about you.
I did wool dreads.
Look at that. Isn't that cool? And she's pulling out everything of what we worked on.
I'm pulling out.
We had to
two
sit and
rows
stitch on
of
Sunday.
sit and stitch.
Like a friend sit and stitch, and she's pulling it all out. Happens. So tell us about this fun stuff. Did you just take it down?
No. This is just one. This didn't get twisted up this morning, and I was like, I actually kind of like that down.
She could do stuff with her hair now.
I woke up this morning and went, oh my gosh, I don't have bedhead. It was like awesome.
I would, but
no, because it's braided in. So like,
yeah, but I would mush them. I feel like I don't know.
I slept all kinds of tawsy-turny on them and flopped them back and forth, and it was a weird night. But so Wednesday.
Did we actually say what they are yet?
They're wool dreads.
And you might have, but I'm out of it. So yeah.
So if you can
Who needs to spin roving? Just make dreads out of them.
Yeah. So mine are
fantastic.
Wednesday night. Mm-hmm. I texted you and I was like,
what do you think about dreads or wool dreads or something like that? And I was like, sure.
She lets me walk around barefoot. So, and I talked to my mom and my mom was like, well, you're an adult. Mm-hmm. She's getting a tattoo whenever the world quits pandemicing. But so I was like, so Thursday I bought an I-cord mill because I was like, I could felt I-cord.
We had one left in the shop because we were experimenting with them.
That would be really fun. And it makes the I-cord too tight, so there isn't room.
I know, but like when it came in Thursday and Friday, it was like there was a spare minute in the shop. I was like, what do you? Never mind.
And so Thursday night I go home and Bernie's like, new toy? And I'm like, yeah. I'm making my wool dreads. And he has been a part of all the conversations. Like I'd read him the text I was sending Rebecca, read her reply, and he was like, I don't think they'll look good on you. And I went, good thing you don't have to be seen with me in public.
I think they look fantastic.
Everybody was nice thinking they were going to be the really thick ones.
But that's when people do it to their own hair and let it go for like years.
Yeah. Well, you can do wool dreads.
And if you have big, huge dreads, all the more power to you. I'm not judging those.
I didn't really want the big thick ones because I watched How to Wash Your Hair with Dreads. And when you have to individually
Like ring them out.
ring each of the big ones
Did
out.
you bouncing around here a little bit? Did you wash them with the Euclid?
No, I did not wash them with the
Shoot.
Euclid.
Oh, that's right. You haven't bought
I
it yet.
haven't
It's
bought it
here.
yet.
Okay. We were talking about maybe the Euclid that we have for wool wash for hand knit things. She could
If
wash
I
her
come in all
hair with, too.
splotchy, we'll know. But
But you don't have to rinse it out.
no,
I don't know.
it's a process. So, yeah, Saturday I
you started making the
thinned Rolags.
Yeah.
And then felted them. It's so much easier to felt them with a sushi mat.
Well, and I was talking about we have one that we have a thing in the shop for brushes. It's kind of like, I don't know if we have any left.
I don't know, but
we might have sold them out.
But
But it look they're like a sushi mat, and if we have it, she should use it.
Yeah,
but you know,
then I'm going to. But
if we don't have it, I don't know if we can get them back in because that was my old conversation.
Somebody
said
have off
Ingalls
screen has sushi rollers.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure you can get like a sushi kit online or something. You know, so yeah.
So I spent Saturday 4 or 5 hours. And then between Saturday night and Sunday and Monday, I put them in my hair, and the back looks horrible. So that's why nobody will.
You weren't supposed to tell people that.
Well, when you're putting them in yourself.
Yeah.
But it took 54, 53, and I probably should have used the full 60, but some of the sections are thicker than hair. Anyway, so.
Now, was this new roving that came in, or was this stuff you already had?
These were Rolags I already had.
Okay.
And this week, I'm going to start prepping another set. Not like it's going to take.
Are you going to change it every week? What?
No. I'll probably change it about every month and a half, like when I dye my hair.
When you dye, so you won't dye your Rolags.
Yeah.
Or your dreads.
Yeah, whatever. I'll take everything out, dye my hair, put everything back in.
For the uninitiated, of which I'm only partially initiated, what is a Rolag?
A Rolag is when you take, I have a blending board, you can take cards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You layer it with roving,
mm-hmm.
and you can blend in silk and cashmere or whatever you want. And then to take it off, you almost take the board in thirds and you roll it off the board using 2 dowels basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you roll it off the board and it comes in this tube, and you can spin from that. And I like doing my custom, like when I did my fractal spinning,
mm-hmm.
I did some of the Rolags off that, and this I had. And I'm going to do my next set of dreads, I'm putting pearl fiber in them. And hope that it felts, because
hope that it works.
The pearl fiber is cooling. Like when I make yarn with the pearl fiber and the wool mixed together, it's actually cool to the touch. So for summer months, that's what we're going to play with.
Cool. What colors? I mean, I'm going to, after we do this, color correct the video if I can, just tweak it a little bit. What colors do you have in your hair?
I have, it's kind of black and reds mixed, blues, and then there's reds with blacks mixed. So it's kind of,
it's really cool.
Kind of all different. Yeah,
it's really cool. I would not have the time and patience for that. I just got to tell you, like, I have so much patience to knit, so much patience to knit and make things. I do not have the patience to do that.
We'll see how long this lasts, but
yeah,
I wanted something, like, I'm not going to cut my hair. I'm content with my hair colors, plural, because you know, depending on the month, it's either red or black.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm content with that, but I wanted something else.
I'm letting my hair go natural with my little rogue streak and everything here. I haven't been, like, only the ends of my hair are red right now, and my hair's so freaking long. Like, I don't think it's been this long for about 10 years, but because of the pandemic, and this isn't, like, if I let the top down too, like, that's for me really long. I just can't tie a mask to that, so I keep it up, and I can keep it cleaner, whatever, you know. So, but I'm not, I have no patience for it. I just throw it up. So.
Well, that's like with this. Yesterday at the house, I'll wear it down and I just sit there and run my fingers through it. just because it's something to play with.
Mhm.
And then it's something new. And like this, just sit there and
Yeah.
but like there are so many different ways to and
That's really cool.
it's
We
up and-
discussed because mildly, didn't last long, because it is the 4th with the Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. May the 4th. Ha ha. You discussed Princess Leia buns.
Yeah,
And-
I thought
and
about
no,
that.
no.
No.
It would be, it's a bad joke, but I was like, you'd be a Rastafarian looking Princess Leia. And no.
Mm.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I have some progress from the weekend, but not a lot. I didn't do as much knitting as I thought I would going into the weekend for many reasons. And there's one project I'm trying to get done, and I'm being mildly secretive about why. But it will all be apparent like next week. So let me see if I can find that. Oh, good. I had a moment of panic. I thought I might have left it at home
No.
because I took a picture of it last night.
I
from a
did
newsletter.
frog my zombie apocalypse Papillon.
Oh yes, you
And
did.
I'm taking
I
out
watched
the
her.
row that I did.
What?
And I'm taking
Yeah.
out the row that I did. But
You had a moment at our sit and stitch where you were just like, oh, never mind. I knew it probably was not good news. Oh, that's what I was gonna do today. I was gonna have my faucet. I just can't keep track of anything right now. Don't worry about it. I was gonna put on my faucet so you could see where it's at. I think I can do that some other day this week though, because I didn't make the progress on it I wanted to make. So it doesn't make any sense. Stream of consciousness, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you're here, people. Okay,
yeah, this is the sideshow. This is what you get.
we don't do show
all the
notes.
Yeah.
So there's this cowl I've been wanting to make, and I have a color at home for it. This is the Gold Brush by Melanie Rice. And I'm still probably going to make one out of the color I have at home. But I saw these jewel tones from Lorna's Laces, Shepherd Sport. Lovely, lovely jewel tones. And I said, ooh, I'm going to make one out of those. So my first one, this is my weekend progress, is just this. And I probably would have finished it too. I feel like a Scooby-Doo, and I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you kids. I would have finished it too, but I ran out of yarn because where'd they go?
You have to spin the middle.
I'm trying to spin it. Hang on. Doing. Dead air, Liz. What are you doing? Okay. Lorna's Laces. It just kept going. The Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sport, they are a weird size. No, not quite. They are 2 ounces, which is like 55 grams or something, or I don't know. It's 200 yards, 2 ounces. Not quite enough to finish this. So I need to start another one. I am probably within 9 rows of finishing this or less, like 8 rows and the bind off. But the rows are pretty long right now. It started down here and it got wider. And when you hit a certain number of stitches, I'm making the smallest size because I just need to finish it. So I could have made it bigger. Knowing how close I was going to run out of, if I'd known how close I was going to run out of yarn right before the end, maybe I would have made a bigger size. But I don't think I'm going to back out because I'm on a deadline with this to get it in the mail. But look, so the cast on edge over here is actually part of what you seam up the back. It's a triangle cowl. It has lovely little, with the variegated yarn, super variegated yarn, it's a very subtle cabling that's happening along here. But it's going to be like this.
That's going to be so pretty.
I think, yeah. I actually think this is a really good size. I'm making it for someone else. And I think it's going to be really, really pretty. And then I'm going to make one out of a different colorway that's just like bam in your face and see how that one goes. I think it'd look really good in a tonal. I think it look
What's the other colorway you're going to do?
The one I have at home, now that it's gone too far, is Summerdale.
Oh.
My original plan was to make it out of this, and there's gonna be parts of it that are gonna just bam in your face pop. And I'm still gonna do that, I think. Or I have hopes and dreams to do that because I'm making this for someone else. and I would like to have a shop sample. So, but now I know, maybe I'll make the shop sample the medium size. Now that I know it's going to crack into a second skein.
Yeah.
This one I'm on a deadline, like I said, but I would like to wear this around, you know, that's comfortable. So that's where I spent most of my energies this weekend, keeping me sane, was making this. And this is one of my favorite colorways of this yarn, by the way. It's called Tahoe. It's Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sport. I think this pattern would look lovely in a tonal, but I don't know if we have a tonal sport weight. You could do it on fingering weight. It probably would look decent. Fingering weight's just a little bit thinner. Could be fine. Could go down a needle size and make a bigger size, right? You know, I don't know. You could go up a needle size and make it with DK. We have sport weight's a funky weight for us in the shop. It could look really great in Hearthstone, just as a solid or
almost
a
more heathered.
Yeah, heathered. I was about to say that. You beat me to it.
That's what I do.
Oh, this happened last week, but it was after we filmed, and it was before the weekend. But the state of affairs of my life before the weekend hit, I was about to say, I found a stitch marker in the shower. That's how my life's going. How's your life going? No. I think it stuck to my foot when I was doing morning meditation. And then I'm in the shower and I look down and I'm like, that's a stitch marker. Is yarn my life or what, you know? But it was one of the Cocoa Knits ones that is plastic coated, so it was fine.
Yay.
And we have a thing on the drain, so it wasn't going to go down the drain. So, but I was like, oh, look, a stitch marker. Okay, the other things I don't know if I've shown off that I've made maybe a little bit of progress on. I think I showed off the faucet. I think I'm going to hold on to the faucet for another day, like maybe Thursday. And by Thursday, maybe I'll be at some length where I can talk about what length and what's happening with it. Right now, it's about 5 inches from the underarm. I feel like I probably half showed that off on Thursday or something.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't look any different because I haven't touched it. So, I finally got back to my easy eyelet cardigan, yoke cardigan. The eyelets are in the yoke only. And I got it on a longer needle to kind of show it off on this bright yellow yarn that apparently doesn't show up bright yellow on everyone's computer.
Yeah,
But, you know, it's yellow.
It's not like bright.
It's not neon.
Daisy yellow.
Yeah, it's not neon.
It's a bright mustard.
But
like
for me,
Dijon
this is a
mustard.
bright color to wear. Like that's why
Almost
I call it bright.
gold.
Yeah. It's almost like the burnished fiber spates. You want to grab one of those? We're so unprepared. Give me yarn. So that's
brighter than the burnished.
It's brighter than the burnished. It's nice and fuzzy. It's almost a little thin thick. This is Wool Addicts Air. And so it might be kind of hard to see the eyelets in it. I think any worsted weight yarn, some of them are going to show off those eyelets better than others. I have 3 sets of eyelets now. I've got a third one down here. There are 4 before the sleeve separation. So I'm getting there. I'm getting pretty close. And this is just going to be fuzzy and warm. This will be like, I already have my COVID cardigan at home. I bring it in occasionally. And
this
that
will be your COVID cardigan 2.0.
Yes. And this will be my COVID cardigan at home is with bulky yarn. So it's a little hot to wear right now. And this will be a little hot to wear right now too, but a little less hot. I don't know, you know. Just something to throw on in Sun Dragon colors. I'm embracing the yellow of the Sun Dragon. Was not one of my favorite colors when I opened the shop, believe it or not. But now it is a, you know, Sun Dragon. Now it is.
I think you should do the dragon in the back. Is it too late?
Not necessarily, but this was supposed to be like my mindless knitting project. I already have something with yellow that has the dragon on it. So she's talking about this. There's a dragon cable pattern online that is like, it's super crazy complicated, but not. Like if you follow the directions, you can do it, but it looks like it's magic. And it's really cool. And I put it in the back of a cardigan for my niece because she loves dragons. And I made us a swatch for the shop. I'm actually going to go grab it.
I was gonna go grab it, but
You're crocheting. So,
I'm always
um,
doing something.
I actually would hesitate to put it on this one because the fuzzy, I don't know how well it would show up. Because even the eyelets are showing up. Yeah, you know, something with good stitch definition. Hang on. You get to vamp. Ha 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 ha.
I hate you.
No,
No,
we
that
vamp together. I just have to yell.
I think that there is the stitch definition thing, but I think the dragon would look really cool because it is your sun dragon. It looks like
I have to
an
look up what the pattern's
embossed
called.
dragon.
Yeah. And I put the cables on the sides of this. It's the pattern is just the chart for this. And like it's like 30 pages of instructions and pictures and very helpful. I've seen several sweaters with this in it. When someone put this on the front of their sweater. I put it on the back of a cardigan I made for my niece. But it's like as long as you have enough stitches wide on your cardigan, you can put this in there. You can with the straight knitting part, then start following the instructions for this. And like I said, I'll show you one more time. This is our mascot, our 2D mascot. We have a 3D crocheted mascot in the front window too. That's Sunny. This one I think has a name and I'm forgetting what the name is, but you know, I could do it on this potentially. I'd have to see how many stitches are on the back, but like we're both saying, this is fuzzy enough. I'm not sure if it would stand out enough, you know? I'll just have to do it on a different cardigan or different sweater. I'm always making something. I'm actually debating right now between two different brioche projects because I haven't done brioche in a while. We can get to that in a second because I want to show off one more thing. And get rid of my yarn lung. We talked about pendenza last Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Hey. And it's yarn, it's notion of the week until we talk about something tomorrow. But of course I said I'm gonna make something. And I might have shown this off on Thursday too, but I know I've gotten further. This was my morning meditation this morning. I'm making the briar rose kerchief. Yes. See if she notices. I finally got to the blue part of this. Like it started yellow. This is the peacock colorway. I think it's called peacock. This is going to be a little kerchief that's just, you know, going to go around like the cowl, except it's not attached unless I put a button on it or something. But you can see it's going to go back to a lighter color in the center. The pattern is written to only take like 200 something yards and there's like 250 on here. So I'm probably not going to get all the way back to the yellow again. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm supposed to go until this is a nice kind of mindless knit because you're just increasing at the bottom and knitting every row. It's garter. And then there's a mesh section that's happening at a certain point in the middle. And then when this gets wide enough, you go back to just doing garter at the top. Easy peasy, one skein project. I was expecting to finish it this weekend, actually. Life took over. So I haven't, but I wanted to show you all, like, pendenza has a slow color change and it's really cute. And I will say my assessment of this yarn, because I hadn't used it yet, it's that mercerized gassed cotton. And we looked up, I think on Wednesday, what that meant. And it meant, you know, they pass it over a flame to take off all the fuzzies. So it's pretty smooth. It's a little splitty. We have a joke in the shop, don't use this yarn, it splits. All yarn split. All yarn. Even single ply can be splitty. And you can, because of the nature of this yarn, when it splits a little bit, it's a little more noticeable. Like when you go to fix it, you can still see that strand tried to separate and it kind of settles back and it's a little wonky, but doesn't mean you shouldn't use it. I'll just be completely honest with you. I had some splitty moments with this, but it feels really nice for a lightweight summer cottony thing. There are a lot of cottons, maybe a little thicker than this can get heavy, even though they are considered fibers for summer. And this feels pretty nice, I will say. A little bit silky, no silk in it, but feels a little silky, kind of fun, not super expensive. So, you know, have fun with it. One of the reasons I brought it in is because it does that funky fade color change. There you go. Right. If I hold it down here, I can see a little better. I'm excited to finish it. Maybe I'll wear it later in the week if I remember to put something on. Yeah, I wore clothes today. That's good, right? Yay!
Yay!
I really kind of have like my wardrobe. My wardrobe is jeans and a shop shirt, or maybe a different t-shirt. I don't have a lot of variety right now, and that's okay. I'm very comfortable with that. So, um, I want to show you that. And then, okay, so I haven't done brioche in forever, right? I haven't done brioche in forever. And we were talking about this during knit night. And so I was like, oh, and especially maybe I'll have to start 2 brioche projects because that's where my life is right now.
Okay.
Knitting brings me joy, man. Get it where you can. So, because maybe not because, but related to it being the 4th and the whole Star Wars theme of the day. I've had a project flagged for a while that it's called the Rebel Shawl. There's Rebel 1, 2, and 3. And
Which oddly enough are the numbers of the color used in the
right, 1 color brioche, 2 color brioche, 3 color brioche. That 3 color brioche is something funky and different. I love 2 color brioche. Like 1 color brioche, like only one yarn used in it, is just squishy. It's nice and
it's
squishy
nice
and like thick
texture.
ribbed, right?
Yeah.
2 color brioche is one of my favorites. Is why I've made a whole bunch of tips and tricks videos on it, because the colors interplay and you have channels of color depending on the side you're working on. And so if I make it, or if I do a brioche project, it's probably gonna be 2 color brioche. I'm looking it up right now. Okay, Rebel. So the Rebel Shawl was right when Carrie Fisher passed away. Was about when the original one was released. It's by Leslie Ann Robinson. I think she was having like a birthday sale up till the 4th. So like it either has ended or it's ending today. And her shawl, like the brioche increase, decrease, like the accents on it are supposed to look like a little bit like the Rebel insignia from Star Wars. But that's what I'm talking about with brioche, is those channels of color. And to some extent it's probably reversible, like the other side has the reverse colors. And brioche for me is just fun. We talk about how for some people they only do brioche in like quiet corners and hushed tones, or whatever you say.
Yeah, when
right?
when she started teaching brioche and people were like, I'm going to go home and brioche, lock myself in a room, no words to the music. If there's even music on, nobody can talk to me. Like, it's all very focused. And then there are other people that are like, look, I just knocked out 10 inches of brioche during knit night while contributing to the conversation. There's really no in between. There's either, it's kind of trepidatious.
Ooh, but
I learned to brioche and found it wasn't as scary as,
if you get in the rhythm,
yeah,
for my opinion, is if you get in the rhythm of it, is very doable.
yeah.
There's some tips and tricks, which is why I made videos, but there's some ways to keep yourself on track with it. Then just recently, so that was published several years ago. I've always had my eye on it. It's fingering weight. There you go. Then Tiff Nealon, Tiff Hand Knits. This has been really high on the Ravelry searches because it was published in April. She's done a break in tide cowl and shawl. Maybe I could do the break and tide cowl. So then I'm doing a shawl and a cowl that are both brioche. Yay! And my older projects will hate me, but because they will languish. This one is written for DK, and it's just it's pretty. Oh, Liz is not impressed.
It's pretty. It's
It's got chunks of brioche.
It's a
not
triangle
like the whole
cowl.
thing. It's got a tassel on it, Liz.
I like the tassel.
likes
I'm
tassels.
just not into triangle cowls. I'm not into cowls. Yeah.
I am. I wear my shawls like cowls.
That's a very you cowl.
Yeah. And it's a smaller thing that people could make, I think.
Yes.
And I'm going to show you all bear with me while there's some dead air while I'm searching for things. But I'll show you all the shawl too. It's kind of like the night shift and the shift. You've got smaller and larger versions of the same thing. This says it's got brioche tuck in it too, so that'll be fun. That's a slightly different technique. Or maybe they're lumping some things together here. Breaking the Tide cowl, bottom up construction bandana cowl, which is like the one I just showed you, having the point on it. Relaxing garter stitch complemented by sections of fisherman's rib and slip stitch variation. So maybe it's not brioche. I don't know.
Fisherman's rib is not.
Yeah, it's some people
It
will
looks
conflate
a
the
lot
two.
like it, but it's
What looks like brioche in this cowl is actually fisherman's rib. That might make my decision for me. It's still really pretty. I still think people should make it. But maybe
What
if you don't want to tackle brioche just yet, maybe this is something you should do.
what does the shawl look like?
I'm about to find that. Because I thought that looked a lot like two color brioche, but it could be the way the fisherman's rib is done. Okay. The shawl, of course, one of the pictures of her in the shawl is with it around her neck.
Of course. It's cute.
Hang on. I will show you all too in a minute. That might be making my decision for me though. It looks really cute.
It's cute.
Like this is it displayed out.
But
and see, that's the part that I feel is brioche-esque. I gotta look at the shawl. It's in desktop on my phone, and I'm like, I have to hit the little X with my finger, and my finger's so much bigger than the little X.
This is gonna be a really fun day, people.
Mm-hmm. I had a really big coffee this morning, so that's her in the shawl all wrapped around her, and it's really pretty. But I don't think I'm gonna make both shawls if I make them both. This is DK as well. But these are things, so many things were going to go in my newsletter, and I just didn't have time yesterday. So maybe next week, I'll do a lot more of a profile of Ravelry patterns that have caught my eye. So many patterns caught my eye while I was looking to make this, right? I put in the DK weight, I think that's DK, and yardage or not, and just said, what is out there? And there were all these things I was like, ooh, that looks cool, but not for this yarn.
She sits over there, I sit over here, and it was, hey Liz, look at this. Okay, hold on, let me put my glasses on so I can see. Take glasses off. Hey Liz, look at this. Put glasses back on.
It's not my fault. She should know better.
I should.
Let's see. The fisherman's rib slip stitch. Okay, bind off at the top edge. I think this would be fun. I think it's still pretty high, I think, on the listings in Ravelry because it's been popular. Depends on the yarns you pick for. It's got tassels, something for everybody. You don't have to put the tassels on, but that can just make it a nice arrangement. I think that brings me back to the Rebel. I might still do this one because it's new and fun and different.
The cowl.
The Break in the Tide. It will be the cowl if I do it.
I think that would be cool because there are people that want to do brioche-esque things, and the fisherman's rib might be a really nice. We don't have any fisherman's rib.
I can test it out for y'all.
I think that would be really nice.
And this has the shawl was going to take like over 800 yards of yarn. This says it takes 385 to 460. And let's see, I think I remember one is there's two amounts of fullness for the neck. So the cowl you can adapt. I did read that part of the pattern. I didn't read the whole thing to know it wasn't actually brioche. But the first take a breath. Fewer total rounds worked, resulting in less fullness at the neck. So there's more full or less full at the neck. And just for the sake of convenience and time, I probably would do the less full version for the shop to show you. Here's the minimal one, right? The yarn requirements for the cowl here again, the name is the Break in Tide cowl. For the less fullness, it's 155 yards of the tonal and 230 yards of the speckled of hers. So like Oh, that's meters. Okay. I was like, why are there 4 things here? She has yards and meters. So it's something I could do with like just 2 skeins of DK, because most of our DK is going to be in like the 250 range. So that's cool. The other thing I'll point out about, I'm gonna what I also found a mosaic pattern I really want to make called Room with a View. Lisa Hahn just released Room with a View, and Room with a View was one of my favorite movies in college, based on an E.M. Forrester book. And Helena Bonham Carter, all moody and broody. And so this is on my list too of things I want to make. Mosaic is slip stitch, so it looks like you're doing fancy color work, and you're not.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was actually a Cheryl Faust pattern, because she loves that, but it's a Lisa Hahn pattern. Who is the? I was like, but I already have a shawl I've made of mosaic of Lisa Hahn, but it's different. So many things I want to do.
Lisa Hahn Walk in the Woods.
Yes. So many things I want to do right now. So many things I'm not done with. But, sometimes you just have to start some more projects, because knitting is my therapy. Okay. How about you guys? How many more projects do you want to start? Or we've had the conversation before, and listeners have weighed in on the whole one project versus many. I mean, Jan from the UK, shout out to her, should be like, this is what happens when you only do one project at a time. You get stuff done. We have that conversation on like a weekly basis.
I will be picking out
squirrel.
The last shawl for Christmas today.
Yeah, she's working way ahead.
I haven't worked fantastic. On any of them yet, but I've been, I've got to start them probably this week after, well, maybe next week after I do my next set of dreads, but we'll see. Squirrel. It depends on how hot it gets out. Do I, need cooling in my hair more than wool? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I got the yarn Friday, so I was like, oh, now I have to wait till Tuesday to match.
Did you bring it in?
Yeah.
I mean, not that she has to show it off here. So this is yarn not sold at the shop, but it's by
Daydream.
It's by Daydream Dye Works.
We've had it.
We could get it back in. I am getting more yarn from Daydream because, oh my gosh, we're almost out again. How does this happen? Because it's beautiful. That's how this happens. But
so Christmas presents for my niece and my daughter. I asked, hey, what are their favorite colors through other channels, and nobody's gotten back to me.
People don't understand how important this is to us.
So Daydream Dye Works had months, and we happen to have August in the shop, which is
by months, she means yarn that is
dyed for that month.
Yeah, she's got colorways named after months. Yeah. We also have months until Christmas, but
yeah, we do
different. Okay.
So my niece is born in August and my daughter was born in July, and I've given up waiting for, like, it's always, oh, I forgot to ask the girls. Oh, so I just was like, wait.
I ask my family and they go, I don't know.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame them for. They don't know how important this is to us.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of important if I'm going to make something for you to know what colors you like. But we have the months, the Daydream Dye Works dyes yarn for the months. And so we had August at the shop, and we have had July at the shop in different bases.
Mm-hmm. Is that 9 to 5?
This is 9 to 5.
Okay.
She only had one. I would have done it in tweed, but she only had one left on the website, and we didn't have it in tweed anymore because I think we sold it. And anyway, we've had
it goes with your dress.
I know, it's so cool. So this is what Micaiah's Papillon. She doesn't really do bright colors, so I'm going to really, really mute the shawl around this. Like, these will be the stripes 5 and 6, the where you put the eyes.
She knows what that means.
if you say row 5 and 6, that's an increase
No,
in the
that's
back and
different.
forth.
Yeah.
But in the bubble, the hats, the green and blue.
Cool.
Yeah.
The
So
Pokemon balls?
yeah.
Okay.
This will be the Pokemon balls and the pods at the very bottom. And then the rest will be a very muted.
Very cool. Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of the Papillon and all that, my tips and tricks yesterday was both an introduction to stitch markers for people who've never used them and a crash course on how to use them effectively in the Papillon. I combined it all together, which makes for a long video, but then there's something for everyone. So if you're wanting to try the Papillon and aren't sure how those stitch markers are supposed to work, I tried to give a good explanation. Back when I was helping people over Zoom do the Papillon, I made this really little video with like marks on a paper, and this is a little more formal, but I'm hoping it's very helpful for people. I'm giving a shout out to the wider community if you want, because the Papillon videos always do well in my tips and tricks. So the one I made Monday has to do with Papillon. I'm thinking about making a Papillon playlist over there so people can just go and go, oh, these are going to help, but these are kind of Papillon adjacent, find them easier because I have a lot of videos up there now. So anyway, we should probably wrap up because life and the shop, and there's a lot going on today. But there's Sit and Stitch tonight. Join us for virtual Sit and Stitch if you would like. 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
828-877-3550 is the code to join.
Mm-hmm.
It's also our shop phone number. If you want to come in today, it is supposed to be stormy and windy, which means we might not put the tent up.
We're probably not going to, and then you'll get rained on, and because we don't want the tent to blow away. So make an appointment.
Yeah.
There are still appointments left for this afternoon. I'm going to get this video up as fast as I can. We do have 2 appointments this morning, which might hold me up a little bit, but make an appointment. It's really easy. sundragonartandfiber.com. Tomorrow, we will be talking about new products of the week. Could be something already up online. Could be something new. Who knows? We obviously haven't decided yet. And then Thursday, it's Dear Becky and Lizzy. We can always find something to talk about. But if you would like to ask us an advice question that hopefully pertains to knitting or crochet, because we're a little bit better at that, you can write us at Dear Becky and Lizzy, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712, or
email me, liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
Okay. So
Friday night Sit and Stitch.
Same deal as Tuesday?
Yep.
The next Saturday one we're doing for right now is on the schedule for May 22nd. So we'll have more details as it gets closer, or you can check out on Facebook. There's a whole write-up of what's going on. So anyway, we will be back tomorrow. We got to get ready for our first appointment. And we miss y'all. Love you, miss you. Please stay safe. Please
like, subscribe, ring the bells.
Subscriptions are getting better.
Things.
And we will talk to you soon. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.